You're watching today's video technical update presented by FX Times. It is Tuesday, September 7th, 2010. I'm Fan Yang, your technical analyst, and now I'll go over some developments in the Forex markets. The platform I'll be using for analysis is VT Trader. The Japanese yen is indeed gaining to start the week. The US dollar is also strengthening in a risk-averse environment. And this is reflected in the moves of the euro dollar, pound dollar, euro yen, and pound yen pairs. The US dollar Japanese yen pair is also inching towards the 83 target level. Finally, the euro pound indeed topped off near 0.84 as anticipated last week. This video is being produced at about 1 p.m. Eastern Time during the US trading session. Alright, starting with the euro dollar 4-hour time frame, I want to look at this latest move right here, and this definitely invalidates our 1, 2, 3, 4 count. So let's remove that. And the ABC count is more likely, and now we likely to have either continuation decline or just continuation of this consolidation, which means that this is a wave D or wave X, leading to further sideways action between 1.29 and 1.26, roughly between these two pivots. So that's where we're heading. The market looks like it is heading towards 1.26. That's likely to be the next target in the short term, but in the intermediate term it looks more like the market is ranging and consolidating. In the daily, we see that the market has been bearish in the short term. In intermediate term, we did get this sort of sideways action for now. So if the market breaks below 1.26, we still are within the context of a bullish outlook established here. 1, 2, 3, and then if this wave 4 doesn't break below 1.2450 area, we could still have another wave up towards 1.3350 at least. So this is within that context, but if the market breaks below 1.2450, then we're in a wider, longer term ranging action, or even maybe bearish. But for now, we do still have this bullish mode still valid. So euro dollar is ranging in the intermediate term, but in the short term, near term, it's very bearish, looking to go towards 1.26. Okay, so moving on to pound dollar, also weakened today as the dollar strengthened, but as you can see, the RSI is still above 40. In the euro dollar, it is also above 40, and that's why we're keeping the bullish mode. Pound dollar staying above 40, still bullish, but in the short term, we still may have some bearish attempt towards this 50% of the rally here. Okay. Note that the moving average crossed, the 50 moving average is crossing the 200 moving average, indicative of a bullish signal, but the market is right now sort of sideways with a bearish bias. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, we saw this negative reversal pointing down towards this 5250 area, and that's where the market is heading to. As the market breaks this previous low here, it looks to continue lower. Let me just zoom in here just to look at the price action. One price action projection is such in the short term, as the market breaks this previous low, you could project it towards 1.5150. So that's the next target. And when you look at this, 1.5150 area is just above the 50% area, retracement area. So there's some support anticipated there as well. So that's the pound dollar, also with some short-term, near-term bearish bias, but in the longer term, we may still be bullish, and in the intermediate term, sort of sideways with a bearish bias. I mentioned a negative reversal before for the pound dollar, but let me just explain here. Looking at the dollar yen, we have a similar signal, and let me just explain what that is. That's when your RSI level here, for example, has a higher high, but your price level fails to make a higher high, and therefore it suggests another swing down with the same force. So this is projected to this high, and it's projected, the current swing is therefore projected towards 53 since the market topped off here. So that's the dollar yen approaching 83. Today we are still struggling with this previous low here as the market continues to test that low. So when that low breaks, it's likely to head towards 83. By the way, last week this type of price action is suggestive of a lack of any dollar strength against the Japanese yen. So the market's likely to continue lower. Okay. Also, the RSI here broke below 40. That's another sign of bearishness. Also broke below these previous lows. So lots of signs that the dollar yen should be able to head down towards 83. Moving on, here's a follow-up of the pound yen pair with this Gartley and then a second Gartley here, projecting this decline towards 127.50. The market is at 128.40 at the moment. So as anticipated, the yen started the week strengthening in this risk-averse environment, and the pound yen is heading towards there. Looking at the daily, that is pretty much this previous low, so expect some support coming the second half of the week for pound yen, meaning the yen strength might exhaust itself during the first half of the week, but we'll see. Euro yen here also started to turn for yen strength to start the week. We actually noticed that here in the 4-hour time frame we didn't actually reach this area, 110 area, 110.50 area. Instead, the market respected this previous high. Basically, this power line here at 109 stood, and the market here double test and a failure. So now the market is heading back down, and you should be looking at this previous support area at 106, which may break. And if that breaks, you could have a short-term, this sort of channel projection breakout. Channel breakout projection towards just a little lower than this negative reversal projection, which is at 104. This one is about 103.50. So 104, 103.50 is the target, pending on the break of 106. And this, by the way, is another negative reversal. You have your RSI making a higher high here, but your price level fails to make a higher high, and therefore there's a suggested swing projection. Okay. Finally, let's compare the euro to the pound. Here we saw the market come up against this resistance near the 61.8%, which is pretty much a 0.84 area. The market broke above slightly, and to start the week the euro was still stronger than the pound, but today price action brought the pair lower, and this seems to be almost an engulfing pattern. The fact is there's no tail either way at the moment, unless in the next few hours the market pushes this candle back up and leaves a tail. This is a very strong bearish candle, a Marabuzzo with no tail. So this could be a sign of a reversal. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, here it was our count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but now this may not be a valid count because the 5 would be up there, and 3 should be really this way, and then this could be a 4 and then a 5, so that makes more sense. But in any case, this is really just a correction, part of this corrective wave. Whether it's a zigzag or it's not complete, I'm not certain, but the fact is 0.84 has held, and the market is likely to at least range in the short term, and in the intermediate term, if it breaks below an important area, such as if we map this rally, if the market breaks below this area, 61.8% area, then we have a bearish continuation. But for now, I would anticipate sort of a range between this previous high here at just above 0.8250 and this 0.84. So look for some ranging action before considering the bearish continuation outlook for the euro pound. And for that outlook, bearish continuation, we could reach this previous low here, but if we look at the weekly Basically, if we stretch it out further, there's some further retracement that could occur down towards the 61.8%. But we see that just below our price action here, we have the 200 moving average. So 0.80 is really a very important psychological level as well. Going back to daily, now this previous low is at 0.8070, so maybe even if the market breaks below this low, look for support at 0.80. And the last piece of evidence for a bearish continuation is this RSI failing to go above 60. After here, it has gone below 30. So this is a bearish setup for the Euro Pound. That wraps it up for today. Instead of a video update tomorrow, visit FX Times at 3 p.m. Eastern for a live technical analysis webinar. Register your email at www.fxtimes.com for free reminders of this and other live events. Thanks for watching and good trading.